So these are the goodies I picked up when I was in Cabela's. Last time I was out camping, I forgot to bring some spices for the steak, so I'm going to put this in the Jeep full time. Folding knife was at the checkout, one of those impulse buy items. Be good for opening up packages. Of course, Mr. Tomcats. What are you doing, buds? Are you coming to check out what I bought from Cabela's? Is that what you're doing? And I picked up a washroom privacy shelter when I'm out for a couple days camping, so I could shower, maybe set up a bathroom. I tried using the Amazon ones, and those don't seem to work that well. So this one here is Bass Pro Shops Eclipse. We're going to try that out. And today, Redhead brand hiking shoes. They only had it for today, being a special, like 50% off. So I picked up these for being out in the bush. Something new. We're going to try those out. All these items came to $207. And do you approve, Tomcats? Do you approve? Are you checking out the shoes I got from Cabela's? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? Do I have your seal of approval? Well, the weather's okay today. It's not too bad. Not too bad. We're not working on the Jeep, though. I was just about to open the garage door, but I need to take the Yukon box off the top. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's video. This is Jerry from BackCountry Wrenching, and we have to take a break from working on the TJ today. We're going to get back on that right away. However, I'm going to work on my probably the best vehicle I've ever owned. And you guys obviously know what that is. It's not a Jeep. Especially with these fuel prices. But yesterday, I ran down to Princess Auto and I had to pick up some things. So let's look at the swag I got that will be used in future videos. And some are just supplies for the garage. First thing is I bought a plastic 50 cal Alamo box with tray. This I'm going to stick in my Jetta as a storage container. I had a cardboard box in there for years and I need to clean it up a little bit. I spent some money and got this ProPoint welding helmet to use for the garage. This one actually takes batteries and it should be better than the one that I'm using currently. And of course, while I was in Princess Auto, picked up this soft steel wire brush scraper because I picked up this .30 gasless flux core wire because Yes Welder sent me this multi-process welder that I still have yet to set up. I've only powered it on, but apparently it can take the smaller rolls. So I'm going to have one set up for flux core, one set up for MIG and TIG. And of course, while I was there, I had to pick up a can of WD-40, and I was running low on electrical tape because you can never have too much electrical tape. And then lastly, Princess Auto seems to be getting into some camping stuff. I'll get over to the English side here. So I picked up this rechargeable camp shower. 3.7 volt maximum electric flow, 3.5 amp water flow, 3.5 to 4 liters a minute. Running time 45-60 minutes. And I think that should be pretty good for when I'm out camping. I'm gonna have to try that out yet. I need to do the service on my car. It's due in 10 days. And unfortunately, since my Jeep's in the garage, I'm going to have to do a back alley service. But I want to know in the comments below what your guys' best vehicle you've ever owned is, because this 2011 Jetta TDI that I've owned since about 2015 has been the best vehicle I've ever owned. I do have a pretty good rust spot that I'm gonna have to patch up this year, cut it out, re-weld one in. So this video is mainly for viewer interaction. So I really want to know in the comments below, because everybody has owned a vehicle either currently or in the past, which has been the best vehicle they've ever owned, and they're so glad to have it. For me, it's the Jetta. I've had this Jetta 7 years, and even though it's not perfect, the only thing that would make the Jetta perfect, in my opinion, is if it had a diesel heater, like a coolant heater. I mean, obviously I could just add something like that in, and also if it was all-wheel drive, then it'd be the perfect vehicle. Because as you guys know from watching the videos over the past years, when it gets too cold in the wintertime, minus 20, minus 25, I don't drive the car anymore. I just park it and I drive my other vehicles. And sometimes, of course, when it gets too much snow on the road, front wheel drive car isn't that great, where an all wheel drive car is better. You picking up what I'm laying down? So everybody has owned a vehicle which they consider is great. So I want to know what yours is. And also, this gives me an opportunity just to create a video, get some interaction with the viewers, because as you guys can tell with my new job, the video frequency has dropped off quite a bit. I just don't have the time to produce the video content or manage my YouTube like I used to. And it's not because I don't want to. The truth in the matter of the fact is, you gotta follow the money. You have to follow the money. Right now, my new job pays quite a bit more than I make on YouTube, since YouTube earnings, especially in the past year, have basically crapped the bed. So I'm focusing more on my work and then trying to invest as much as I can. And then hopefully in 5 years, if I make the right investments, which in the beginning I haven't made very smart choices and I'm paying for it. By the way, I'd like to retire off some passive income off my investments, but that's what my goal is. Everybody has a goal. YouTube, making it a career, is definitely not a goal. There's no benefits, no pension, no disability, any of that stuff. So I'm kind of glad to be back in the working world. I'm going to tell you right now, this Volkswagen Jetta has saved me so much money throughout the years. Oh, the oil filter's stuck in there. Let's get that out of there. You know, biggest thing is the fuel economy, especially with today, with the price of fuel being sky high. Because my commute back and forth to work is about 80 kilometers, and I make that trip either 4 or 5 times, or 4 or 5 days in a row, and then I'm off. Now if I had to drive my Jeeps that far, that would break the bank. I'd be spending probably about 120 bucks. Where the Jetta, I spend virtually no money. I use about a quarter tank of fuel, actually. Come on, get in there. Yeah, it's about a quarter tank of fuel for 5 days of driving. Let's just get this. Well, this is gonna be fun. My ratchet fell into the fender. Now I gotta see if I can fish it out. Not cool, not cool. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, we got it. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. There we go. When I first bought this car, before the emissions scandal, I had all these plans for this car. I was gonna build her up and do this and that, and the emissions scandal happened. And it was actually the best thing for me with this car, because in the end I ended up making so much money because I kept the car, got the fix, absolutely no difference in mileage or power at all. And plus I almost got half the car back, like money wise, I originally purchased it for. So that was a huge bonus. I'm just gonna put 4 liters in and get her off the ramps. That way I can go ahead and keep changing all the filters. And the best thing too with this new job I got with the commute is that it's better for the diesel engine, because diesels don't like short trips. What I was doing before is never really getting up to temperature, and I was feeling that the motor was getting kind of sluggish, not as powerful. But after a month of driving back and forth to my new job, the power is back. So I don't know if all the carbon just got cleaned out or what. Alright, back this off. Fuel filter time. I like to bust them all free. I got the fuel filter out, and most important thing you want to do is you want to look in the fuel canister there, and you want to make sure that there's no metal filings, because metal filings will tell you that the high pressure pump right here is failing, and that spreads metal throughout the whole fuel system, and you might as well just scrap the car. And the reason why I say scrap the car, because these vehicles aren't really worth that much now anymore, because they're getting older. I think maybe with the price of fuel and vehicle shortage, it might be worth a little bit more, but typically the price of parts to rebuild the fuel system, even if you did it yourself, would exceed the cost of the car. Let's get this gasket in up there. Come on, don't be so make sure that's on. Grab the new filter, and we have to prime the system, right? Get that in. So I'm just gonna put some shielding on there. This is actually a pretty common problem with the Volkswagens, is that rubbing a hole through that line. Yeah, 5 liters. We'll be good to go. Good to go. Gonna have to do timing belt within the next couple of years. AMSO oil since I bought it. Well, I shouldn't say that. I used OEM oil for the first little bit, and I just used AMSO oil now. Let's get this filter out, or at least have a look at it. I just change it yearly anyways. It's not even that bad. Probably could have got away another year on that, because I had 8 months off work, so I never drove the car, because the oil changes are 1 year or 15,000 K, and I got like half that since the last service. So I probably could have just let that be, but taking care of everything at once, I don't have to worry about it. So I got to purge the fuel filter, make sure all the air is out of the system. And how I'm going to do that is with a bi-directional scanner. Now this is the X tool. It was not able to VIN read my car before, so a lot of the bi-directional tools could not work, but the Attel 906 BT will. This has had a lot of updates since then, so I'm going to go ahead and try it again. Now I know when X Tool sent me that to try out and use, a lot of the viewers were disappointed on what I had to say about it. It is a budget scanner, yes, and it does work, yes, but if it can't auto VIN and then set up all the functions that'll work for your car, then it's not really practical for me. It's basically useless because it gives you every possible option for every module out there for every vehicle, and it's not going to work. So let's plug this in and see if it'll auto VIN. Actually, see if we can do the auto scan. Nope. Does not look like it. Does not look like it. Nope. So the next tool still pretty much useless to me. There's some things in life you can cheap out on, but this is not one of them. Volkswagen. VIN code red. Perfect. There, I had to find it. This function is used to check the fuel pumps to prevent damage to the high pressure pump. It is important to bleed the air from the fuel system after working on it. Should the function bleed system be put in the test plan? Yes. Oh, I gotta put a battery charger on it. After pressing the done button, fuel pumps are activated for 3 minutes. Tank contents 30 liters. It's running. I can hear it. Good time to check for leaks. I can hear the air. I can hear the fuel. Oh yes. Fuel system has been purged. This is why I purchased the ammo box, because I just got random stuff floating around in there. So I got everything inside the bin, unfortunately, because of those bottles. It doesn't close, but oh well. It holds everything securely inside. From rolling around in the trunk, that's all that matters. Right now, I'm just going to step away from the car because I am so choked with it right now. And it all comes down to changing the daytime running lights. If you don't own a Volkswagen Jetta, or even change any of the headlight bulbs, signal light bulbs, etc., you don't know the struggle. The struggle is real for anybody who's tried to change bulbs in the Jetta. It's absolutely pretty much impossible unless you have child hands, because there's no room in there to get your big mitts in there to try to get at where all those bulbs are. I really don't know. Engineer Johnny must have got a job there, because that's the only person I could think of who could design something so stupid that's virtually impossible. They're not going to have to do now in order to change the daytime running light bulbs. I've already wasted over an hour trying to get my big mitts in there, trying to get the bulb out. No luck. I'm going to have to pull the bumper tomorrow to pull the headlight assembly out just to change two bulbs. And I'm not even kidding about that. I am so freaking mad. I need to step away from the car before I get out a hammer and smash it to bits, light it on fire, and fucking walk away. So it's the following day, and I am going to yard the grill out. If that doesn't work, the whole bumper is going to come off, but the grill should be separated. It's going to be a little bit of a hard pull, but I think I'll be able to get her out. So this is where the internet has failed, and you cannot remove the headlights without detaching the bumper, because the headlight slides underneath the bumper and there's no room to get them out. I've been trying with pry bars and it's impossible. I've never been so frustrated in my life. This is what it has resorted to change the daylight running light. In order to get the headlight bezel out, I had to pull the bumper back some. In case you want to look down below what's all in there. Yeah, now you know. Coming over here, there was nothing I could have done to get it out inside the vehicle. It was already turned to come out. Whatever happened, this was caught, the bulb. As you can see, I ripped it apart and I couldn't get it. So finally, in a fit of rage, took these pliers in there, grabbed it, pulled it as hard as I can, snapped that bulb. Glad I didn't destroy the housing. Everything's in there tight, and we're looking good so far, hopefully. There we go, they both work. Well, the struggle was real. After getting the lights and everything back together, it's time to have a fire, kick back, smoke a couple cigars, and have a motherfucking beer. And since I'm back working, I no longer have to drink poverty lager, and I can go back to drinking craft beers, which I truly enjoy. Like I said, it's motherfucking beer time, having a fire, and I'm gonna kick back and relax. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These Dino Sours were actually pretty good for a sour beer. I'm on a big huge sour kick, so I'll see you guys in the next one.